Hi, I'm Bestsabe Borya-La. I'm going to talk about the problems that I found at school, and I'm going to describe the different steps that I follow according to action research to solve the problem. Okay, my problem was that reading aloud in class, my students refuse to read aloud. They just don't want to do it, and in the end, either they read on their own or they have to read aloud. Or we do a listening activity, but that's it, they don't want to read. So I asked myself a number of questions. I asked myself why my third year secondary school students don't read aloud in class. What's the problem? So I explored my perception and I realized it's frustrating. My students don't want to participate and I always make the effort. So I decided to gather data. So I explored others' perceptions. I asked my colleagues to tell me what the problem they think we had, and they told me that one of the problems is that I don't dominate, and it's totally true because I usually say who wants to read, is there a volunteer, but I don't nominate individual students. Then I asked my students a number of questions and I discovered interesting results. Out of 17 students, 14 told me they liked the subject, so it was something very nice to know. 12 said that reading is important, they consider it's necessary to read aloud in class. Because I said, is it necessary? What's the point of reading aloud? And most of them said, yes, it's important. 7 told me that they read aloud if they are asked to do so. I mean, if I nominate them, they want to read or they would read. And 9 feel ashamed. That's why they don't want to read. They feel that maybe some classmates can laugh at them, or they don't feel comfortable or confident. So, following these steps, I took some actions, and first of all, we reflected on the benefits of reading aloud. We talked and we discussed the benefits, and it was very interesting. We also decided to do a mind map. I gave them a piece of text, and based on the title and the photos, the illustration of the text, I asked my students to tell me what the text was going to be about. So we did a mind map with vocabulary that I mentioned, and I also guided them to do so. And we checked the meaning of the words and the pronunciation of the words. And finally, I also nominated my students. I asked individual students to read aloud. Before reading aloud, I gave them some minutes to read the text on their own. It was a short text, and then we read aloud. The result, the conclusion is that more students read aloud, more participated, and they felt better because they were more prepared and they enjoyed the activity. So it has been very rewarding and useful to follow this model of action research.